Hey, hi, and hello. Madding Pyro here, aka Will, aka me. Hi. This is the second vlog out of my year-long vlogging. Um, Today went pretty decently. Um, Getting used to eating keto food is kind of odd. And I think I can do it. I think it'll be okay. As far as right now goes, I'll let you know in a week how that's going. The purpose of today's vlog is more to introduce the rest of the family, introduce the cats that you're going to see a lot because they are a major part of my life. Get more in depth with my accident a little bit and what has put me in the state that I'm in. Some of the things that I have to contend with as far as health issues go, both physical and mental, and let you guys know a little bit more about me. I normally don't put myself out there like this. Now, if it's my friends, they know pretty much everything about me. I kind of wear it on my sleeve. As far as YouTube goes, this is a big first for me. I have a real problem even taking my picture and putting it up. But we're going to shoot for the stars, I guess, so to speak. I'm going all in on this, so I may as well get used to it, right? So with that being said, I'm new at this. You're going to have to bear with me. I know my video quality is crappy right now. My audio is probably crappy right now. I'm trying, guys. It'll get better as time goes on, I'm sure, as I learn the system and learn how everything works. It'll get better, I hope. If it doesn't, I apologize ahead of time. But at least the videos should be informative, if not somewhat entertaining. These first two videos are going to be kind of blah and bland, but, at least you get a little bit of background. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the introduction to the family. I'm going to start with the young one first. We're going to go from youngest to oldest, which will end with my wife. So, we are going to call them over and let them say something. Come on. Everybody, this is my young redhead child. This is Victor. See, young red hair. Kind of buck-toothed. Little 8-year-old pain in the butt. Vic, you want to say anything?
I like cheetahs.
He likes cheetahs. That's almost as bad as I like turtles. So.
Save the turtles.
So. He thinks he's a Visco girl half the time, so it's all right. Now my Visco boy, who's getting ready to come up, it's another redhead. He's Mr. Hydro Flask himself. This is Jareth. Jareth, this is my 10-year-old. Again, red hair. Don't ask me where he gets it.
It's our mother.
I still say the milkman had something to do with that. But
really?
Anyway, so Jareth, you got anything to say?
Yeah. Hello.
That's it? Alright, that's it. So we're good. Alright, they don't know how to react. Come on, guys.
No, I know.
And they get too excited. They're kids. You gotta let them do what they do. Now comes my tall, lanky one. This is Mr. 15-year-old attitude himself. If any of you have a 15-year-old boy or girl out there, I absolutely apologize. I feel you. I do. It can be hard. You want to bury them in the yard and dig them up after they turn 18 so they can just deal with their own stuff. I go through it every day. But here he is. This is Zane. Zane. Say, that was my leg. Look, the 8-year-old can sit on my lap. It's kind of weird when you do.
I'm not trying to. I'm sitting beside you.
This is Zane. Zane, say
okay,
hi.
Okay.
Hi.
He's barely in.
What else you got to say? Anything? Nothing?
I take after him.
There you are.
I hope he has a better brain than I did back in that day. Any of you who know me from then understand. And then, last but not least,
Save the turtle.
my muse, my inspiration, my everything. This is Amy.
Aw, that
Oh,
was so sweet. I just sat on your
my,
knee too.
my knee's getting killed.
Hi, everybody.
Well, at least it's 90 pounds lighter than it was last year.
So true.
She is
She's-
a lot lighter.
She is the one who I have watched go from, oh my God, I can't move, to so full of energy, I can't keep up. And I drink a lot of coffee. And if you guys want to know what coffee I drink Death Wish coffee, which is the most highest caffeinated coffee out there. She surpasses me in the energy even with that. So, you know, that's going to say something considering I couldn't even get her out of bed to move really a year and a half ago. She's done a lot. She's done a lot to get on her journey and keep up with it, including taking a lot of crap from me. Because as you guys know, anybody who's tried any type of quote-unquote fad diet, and that's what I kept calling this thing, it was a fad diet because that's what I thought it was. It's expensive. We live on a very, very minimal budget. I'm on disability. She's on disability right now, and that's all the money we get. This stuff's expensive. I mean, you know, just the artificial sweeteners alone and the flowers and stuff like that to do it. But I've come to the realization and the understanding that, do I want to spend the money on the ingredients to make me feel better, or do I want to spend the money on the medicine that's supposed to make me feel better? The medicine's a lot more expensive than the ingredients, so you pick out which one it's going to be. That, and I'm going to feel better in the long run from doing the diet, not taking the medicine. Because believe me, metformin isn't fun.
No.
You got anything to say?
Just that I'm super proud of you.
Don't be proud of me.
Um,
Be proud of me in a year. Don't be proud of me now.
I'll be proud of you every single step of the way.
Meh.
When I started, I actually started just by cutting things out. And that's actually kind of how he started himself, which I think started right after the new year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
And he's gotten a little scared to continue going, so he took some time and just kind
It's
of
hard.
ate
I
whatever
can't-
he wanted. And now he's gotten to the point where he's like, all right, let's do this thing. And I'm like, yes.
I can't stress enough when you're, first off, I am a chef. I'm school taught. I know what I like, and you can ask any chef out there, anybody who's ever gone to culinary school. When you do food for your living, you're around some of, depending on where you work, of course, but you intentionally put yourself in place to try new things. Try the rich, decadent, expensive foods that you only hear about normally. So, you know, you go into the store and you pass up the half and half for the heavy cream, or you pass up the sour cream or cream cheese for the creme fraiche. Or, you know, it's stuff like that. You know, every now and again you indulge in a little foie gras or something like that. It's not that it's unhealthy to do so, but it becomes habit. And when habit takes over healthy consciousness and healthy choices, that can become problematic as well.
And a lot of the issue also is portion control. And-
When you taste something good, you don't want to stop eating it.
Right.
You know, and that's where I'm at all the time. If I'm eating something like creme fraiche, I'm a sucker for it. Now, actually, on keto, it's not so bad, but it's not so good either.
Right.
It's definitely one of those things you got to take into moderation. When I first heard about the whole keto, you need to eat fat to lose weight. My mind was blown, completely just zipped around backwards. I had no idea that was a thing. So when I first started watching her eat all this fat and butter and cheese and
no, I didn't like it at first.
and
At all.
like coconut oil and fat bombs. Fat bombs blew my mind that that's even a thing. But to watch her eat all this fat, I'm going, you are going to gain so much weight so fast, it's not even going to be funny. I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say it, but boy, I was thinking it. And then within 2 months, she had lost well over 30 pounds. And I'm trying to do the math in my head. Fat equals weight loss? What is this? What is this witchcraft? And it really isn't. It makes sense once you actually learn how it works. So, a transition from the normal, and I say normal as a normal American diet, into this keto thing is very difficult. And it is very scary, especially for a chef. I feel like I'm stuck in a box and very limited by what I can and can't do. And luckily, she's been doing it for a year. So she knows these hacks and these ingredients that you can twist to make it keto or to make it really low carb and super keto friendly. That I have no clue what I'm doing. But she does. And she will. So together, eventually, we may start coming up with recipes of our own. She's already kind of doing it. She twists her stuff around and makes it her own to what she likes.
Yep.
And picky eater.
Very.
Devour anything, picky eater. So, I mean, let's face it. When you put like a snail in your mouth and say it's good, that's not a very picky eater. This one over here won't eat a certain type of bacon, or won't eat this cut of chicken, or won't eat this fish. Me, hey, bring it on. If I like it, cool. If not, well, I'll just never eat it again. So, the combination here is going to be, I think, really good to come up with recipes that we can share with you guys, and just to get that happier, healthier lifestyle that you're looking for. Even if you're only trying to lose 50 pounds, even if you're only trying to lose 15 pounds, it is a system that you can work. You can do it slow, you can do it fast, you can go gung-ho with it, or you don't have to. There's all sorts of different levels for someone that's just trying to maintain the weight or someone that's trying to drop drastic amounts of weight off their body. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a wonderful system.
And also keep in mind, it's always best to speak to your doctor. We are not nurse practitioners.
I am not a doctor.
Nurses,
I'm not.
anything like that.
I'm doing it. I haven't spoken with my doctor yet. I'm doing it because if I don't do it, there's only one other option for me, and that's surgery. And I don't like surgery.
And I didn't start by talking with my doctor. I did it for several months and went in and saw her for a checkup. And she was quite shocked. She really didn't even know the keto diet that much.
And she was kind of scared going, you lost a lot of weight really fast.
Yeah. And then she went...
And then the drug test came
"Oh."
out,
She went, oh, actually, before I say this is good for you, let's check your blood. And she did.
And it was perfect. Her blood pressure was down. Her blood sugar was normal. Her iron content was a little high, which is good for you.
Actually, it was... I'm anemic, so it was higher than normal.
Which is good for her. And just everything lined up for her. Her cholesterol count was just a little higher. But not bad. Not bad at all. So if I can have half the success that she's had, if we average it all out, we're talking 100 pounds, 150 pounds. 150 pounds off me would be like a godsend at this point.
That would be like more than me now.
So I'm looking at, yeah, I mean literally it would be like losing you without having to lose you.
Yeah.
So in all that, we're looking at changing the entire way we eat, the entire way we shop, doing it on an extreme budget, because let's face it, the economy sucks, and having to do it
With our children to an
with
extent.
our kids to an extent too, and you with them. I mean, you saw them; they're healthy. They're healthy. They're happy. They're kind of.
I work on a boat.
There's we can go, oh, you know what, that box of sugary cereal is not going to be so bad, but you're only getting one, and as a treat, and I can do that for them still. I unfortunately can't do it because if I had a box of sugary cereal right now, it'd probably kill me. Reality of being a diabetic. So long story short, I guess, is doing this after kind of like I'm using her as the guinea pig, just it wasn't like that at all, honestly. She did it on her own. And then she started yelling at me to do it. And then I said, back off, I'll do it if I feel like doing it. And that's what ended up happening. Watching the success that she's had and the reaction, oh my God. The reactions from people that we know that haven't seen us in a year or better
We like to hide.
has just been outrageous. I mean, there was a picture that I posted on my Facebook that I was like, hey, Amy's lost a whole bunch of weight. And it was a side-by-side shot that she had taken and posted. I just reshared it. So we ended up posting this picture, and people were like, where's Amy? I was like, do you not realize that the little chick on the right-hand side is Amy? And no, it's not. Yeah, it is. So she's actually smaller now than when we met, which is kind of weird because it's just weird. She's had 3 kids and shouldn't be that way. But after years of being big and doing whatever we wanted, it's probably time that both of us get a little healthier. I want to be around for my kids to grow up and
And I wanted
do
to
whatever
take care of a lot of health
they
issues
need
that
to
I
do,
had.
and I'm going to die when I'm supposed to die instead of forcing myself into the grave, eating all the crap that I ate. Not saying that a lot of the keto food isn't crap, but it's crap that's good for you. Let me tell you something. This whole fiber thing, and it's still confusing to me. I'm only 2 days into it, but it'll get easier, I'm sure.
Yep.
So, anything else you want to say?
Bring it on. I'm ready.
Bring what on? I'll bring it on, all 500 pounds. Let's go, baby. We do joke around a lot. We've been together for 17 years, almost 18, and
This year would be your 18th.
we've been married for going on 6.
That sounds
Going
right.
on 6, something like that.
It's sad.
I actually, funny story about our marriage. Here we go, getting to know each other. I was such a practical joker and pulled the wool over so many people's eyes for so long. I had to get married the day before April Fool's Day, so they didn't think it was a joke.
'Cause we seriously thought about doing it
not,
April 1st.
That's not a joke. We seriously thought about doing it April Fool's Day and it was my idea. Let's get married on April Fool's Day. It'll just mess with everybody. And then I thought about it and went, no, because no one's going to take it seriously.
But then I really wanted to do that.
So we were going to, and then I explained to her why no one would take it seriously, and then we agreed, so we did it the day before.
Still, no
Yeah.
one took it seriously.
Yeah, still no one took it seriously. They're like, oh, you're full of crap. You're not going to get married. Well,
So-
you said you'd never get married again.
So lo and behold, March is like definitely my favorite month because I'm a March birthday. And we got married at the end of March, and he started his new health journey at the beginning of March. I love this month. Oh, not to mention St. Patrick's Day.
It's
yeah.
the longest month
And
of the year.
oh yeah, spring. Sorry.
I still like October.
Yes.
I love October.
We so we've been together for a long time, and we started a big journey together 17, 18 years ago, and now we're 6 years into our marriage and still going strong. We still joke with each other. I would say 90% of the time that we have a really good relationship. Everybody has issues, and there is that 10% of the time where we just want to rip each other's heads off.
Yeah.
But the good part is we've gotten over that a lot, and we're going to continue to do what we do. So there's a little tidbit into our lives so far. I'm going to get into some more of my stuff here in a second. You can sit there if you want to. I could care less. You can agree, you can disagree, you can chirp in. What do you want to do?
I actually think I should probably say goodbye for now and go tend to the kids.
Here's
So-
what's going to happen when I screw up some information. She's going to chirp in from across the room. So if you hear her voice go, she's yelling at me, not at any of the kids or anything. So just FYI.
Yeah, I even laugh at his example of me.
That's what it's going to sound like, I promise.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
I want to say something.
So now on to how I got here. I woke up one morning and I was fat. No, that's not true. I was always a big guy. Broad shoulders, big built, all through high school. I gained a little bit of weight in high school. It wasn't much. I wasn't small, but I wasn't huge. Fast forward several years. When I say several years, I mean a lot of years, because I'm not going to get anything. No details from high school up there. It's pointless. They didn't. Or those years shaped who I have become, but they don't define my life. I have done, and I'm sure someone out there is going to be mad at me, jump on my YouTube and boo-hoo and hem-haw about how I was this way or that way when I was younger. It happens to all the YouTubers. I don't care. If you got a question, ask it. I'll answer it truthfully. The fast forward to 2008. No. Yeah, 2008, 2009. We had just moved back to Western Maryland, and I think it was 2008, 2009. I'm pretty sure it was. We had just moved back to Western Maryland / West Virginia in the mountains, and I went to go visit a friend of mine, very dear friend of mine, and I've never really talked to him about this, so I'm not going to give out any names, but you know who you are. He called me up one day and we decided to go four-wheeler riding. Now I had health problems prior to this four-wheeler ride, so it wasn't the beginning of it, but it was the final straw that my body could take. We went on a four-wheeler ride, good long four-wheeler ride. It was a great day for it. I tried to go down a hill that was a little too steep for me. And the front tire of the four-wheeler that I was driving got caught in a rut. And it started to kick over the first time. Now, judgment and hindsight being, I should have gotten off the four-wheeler, tied the winch to a tree and lowered it down. Didn't think about that at the time. I just wanted to get going. So I tried to kick it back again. Well, once I did that, I tried to kick it in reverse, and it started kicking over, and down the hill I went. Well, the foot pegs of the four-wheeler caught a hold of my left leg, and instead of just falling off the four-wheeler and sliding down the hill, it rolled over me probably 5 or 6 times, ripped big gashes out of my leg, and bounced me off of a hilly, rocky, shaly, clay-filled mountainside, probably for the better part of 50 yards, if not longer. And At first, it didn't. I didn't break any bones. I had some cuts, had some bruises. I was shaking up. The adrenaline was pumping like mad. And we're out in the middle of quite literally nowhere. The nearest house was like 7 miles away or something. So my friend gets on his four-wheeler ride. He said, "Are you going to be okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I'm fine. I'm stable enough that I can wait." Of course, I'm not a doctor, so I didn't know whether I was fine or not. But I could tell if something was broken, ain't nothing going to be done until someone gets help anyway. So he went and got a couple other people that came back, and they got us up out of the gully, and we got back to where we were going. And at that point in time, once we got back, which was another 5-mile hike back to where we were going, we basically, the adrenaline had worn off. And now I started to hurt and creak and pop. And, if anybody's ever been in a bad vehicle accident, they know what it's like. After the adrenaline wears off and you're trying to move, you're sore. Your body was contorted and twisted in ways that it's not supposed to, and it hurts. So they load me up into a car and take me down. They asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, and I've got, they call it white coat syndrome. I hate doctors. And it's not that I hate them personally. I like the people. I just don't like them when they have control over my body. I know that sounds weird, but we call it white coat syndrome. I have fear of doctors. So I didn't go to the hospital like I should have. Long story short, they carry me into the house. They set me down in this chair that I had that I absolutely loved. And the first thing out of Amy's mouth was, "I told you shouldn't have gone up there today." And I was like, "I know, I don't want to get yelled at right now. Can I please just sit, get a drink, calm down, relax a little bit, and everything will be okay?" So, fast forward about 6 days. I'm beaten up, I'm bruised up, I'm not feeling well. I just don't feel well at all. And I'm running a fever, and I'm sickly, and I'm just like, "Amy, I don't feel well. I need to go to the doctor." So she runs me to the local hospital there, and once she does that, doctor says, you have MRSA. Okay, so we're going to give you some antibiotics and send you home and see if it doesn't get better within the next 2 days, come back in. Well, lo and behold, 2 days later, I was feeling all right. Thought it was gone. Thought, I didn't do my research on MRSA or anything, or staph infection, or anything else like that. So I said, okay. And if you're wondering when we'll get to that in a minute. Yes, it's a soda, but it's a ZDO. Anyway, fast forward my over the next 3 to 4 years. It's getting a little harder for me to walk. My knees hurting a lot more. My back's hurting unbelievably more. Working, volunteering at a zoo, and doing stuff, and I start losing my balance slowly. My leg's getting weaker for some reason. I'm not going to the doctor to get it checked out because I'm stubborn. Finally, Amy tells me, "You need to go to the doctor." So I go to a doctor, and they sent me to a neurologist, who then tells me that I have some pretty severe lower lumbar damage and a lot of nerve damage from the vehicle accident. All right, well, I can accept that. Maybe a little bit of surgery or something. Let me think about it, because, of course, I'm terrified of surgery.